From beauty to beauty. Each sunrise seems to be more beautiful than all the ones before it, as each conversation about God seems more engaging than previous conversations. Every experience of God's presence in nature and conversation is ever new and has some sense of superseding all previous experiences. The present experience supplants all others. No one moment of God's breaking through is complete, even though in the immediate ecstasy it seems like that. There is always a degree of limitation, uncertainty, longing unfulfilled. From one sunrise to the other, we move in hope toward completion. We are ever moving to the beyond, to beyond the beyond. God is moving with us, pulling us. God is ever pulling us beyond where we were, where we had been with God. In my work at Fairfield University for these 10 years now, I have been extensively engaged in guiding people in the Ignatian spiritual exercises. I converse an awful lot with people about God. And I've had this fantastic experience of seeing that for me, every conversation is more beautiful than the previous one. And this kind of was curious for me. How can I say that? And this is one explanation of that. I have a metaphor of a sunrise. A sunrise, the experience of the sunrise is beautiful. And the latest one always seems to be the most beautiful. And I think that's the issue. All of these beautiful conversations, and I will suggest to you, in the last 10 years, I've had somewhere between 30 to 40,000 of them. And they're all so creative and beautiful because every single person on a journey with God is different. And I'm affected deeply by this creativity, this newness, this reality of this person telling me about their experience of God. And that particular conversation really right here and now takes over. And I do have this sense of I've never had such a beautiful conversation before. And that's somewhat true. They're all very, very different. And in that it's actually happening here, or it just happened, finished a few minutes ago, I have this kind of sense that this has been the most beautiful. But in some way, all of the other beautiful ones have come back into this one. So the sunrise is never the same. But in the actual experience of the beauty, it's like I never saw a sunrise before. So every person who sits before me and talks about God in their life, it's like I've never heard anyone talk like this before, which is not actually true. But this particular experience is new and creative, and it's kind of taken over. So this sense. And this way, I appreciate this. I appreciate this very, very much, that God is breaking through in a way that he's never broken through before. Never had a conversation like that. I'd like to read this again. From beauty to beauty. Each sunrise seems to be more beautiful than all the ones before it, as each conversation about God seems more engaging than previous conversations. Every experience of God's presence in nature and conversation is ever new and has some sense of superseding all previous experiences. The present experience supplants all others. No one moment of God's breaking through is complete, even though in the immediacy ecstasy it seems like that. There is always a degree of limitation, uncertainty, longing unfulfilled. From one sunrise to the other, we move in hope toward completion. We are ever moving to the beyond, to beyond the beyond. God is moving with us, pulling us. God is ever pulling us beyond where we had been.